Hey everyone, welcome back. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about a type of malware that is costing the world billions of dollars in damages, and that is ransomware. Now, ransom is undisputedly the most dangerous type of malware attack. Yet, not many people know what that is, the scope of damage it could do, and how to deal with such a cyber attack. And so, in this video, I'll be explaining in details what a ransomware is, the different types of ransomware, and what you need to do to protect yourself from such an attack. I'll also be explaining how antiviruses can help a great deal against ransomware and save you a lot more time, effort, and money too. But before we get into all that, if you're looking for an antivirus to protect yourself from ransomware and other types of malware, I'll be leaving some in-depth reviews on antiviruses I personally recommend in the description down below, along with some discounts. Alright, so what exactly is ransomware? Well, basically, ransomware is a variant of malware that specifically targets files and systems and encrypting them with a protocol that cannot be broken without the correct decryption key. Then, cyber criminals operating this ransomware will try to sell you this decryption key and threaten you with deleting your files. The payments for these decryption keys are usually sent through a cryptocurrency exchange, so that authorities would have a tough time tracking down the culprits. Nowadays, ransomware attacks have gotten way more severe than like 10 to 15 years ago. Back then, a ransomware attack would just be decrypting your files and either you pay for them or they get deleted. But nowadays, with everything basically going digital, cyber criminals go beyond that and will blackmail you using pictures, videos, documents, and any sort of data they find on your computer. An example of this would be back in 2020, where the law firm Shire Marcellus and Sachs has experienced a ransomware attack, where the criminals behind it said to have stolen personal data from a laundry list of celebrity clients. Allegedly, more than 750 gigabytes in total, including contacts, contract information, and personal correspondence, and threatened to release them publicly unless the firm pays the ransom. This specific type of ransomware attack is called a doxware or a leakware. You can basically use both terms. Now, before we move on to talk about the different types of ransomware attacks, let's take a quick break to talk about today's sponsor, Surfshark One. Surfshark One is a bundle that includes almost all of your cybersecurity needs, from a reputable antivirus to even an ad blocker. While there isn't one tool that can completely guarantee your privacy, having all of them together in one neat package can greatly enhance your cybersecurity. And that's why Surfshark is offering 5 products in one package. So why pay for them individually when you could get them in one simple, neatly packaged bouquet? This package includes the award-winning Surfshark VPN, which allows unlimited devices, data speed, and protection. The Surfshark antivirus that secures everything on your devices from your webcam to your files. The Surfshark private search engine, which allows you to browse ad-free without any digital footprint. Instant data leak notifications with Surfshark Alert. And Surfshark Alternative ID, which can generate a whole new online identity and proxy email for you. The best part about this is that this bundle comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and all these apps work on all major platforms like Windows, macOS, and Android. So if you'd like to check them out, I'll be leaving the bundle link at the top of the description down below. Big thanks to Surfshark for being today's sponsor, and let's get back to the video. And speaking of types of ransomwares, there are a lot of these, and I can name like 12 at the top of my head. But the most common ones are going to be encrypting ransomware, locker ransomware, doxware, and scareware. Encrypting ransomware is the most basic and common one. It just encrypts your files and asks for money in exchange for the decryption key. As for the locker ransomware, this type doesn't encrypt files but locks you out of your device, preventing access to the entire system. The most famous example is the police-themed ransomware that claims to be from law enforcement agencies and accuses you of doing illegal activities. And lastly, we have scareware, which doesn't actually encrypt or lock anything. Instead, it displays alarming pop-up messages claiming that malware has infected the victim system. These messages typically prompt the victim to pay for fake security software or services to resolve the non-existent issue. Now, just as there are many types of ransomware, you also have several ways of contracting one. But before we get into that, you should keep in mind that cyber criminals would use something called social engineering. Social engineering in malware attacks basically refers to the manipulation and exploitation of human psychology and behavior to trick individuals or organizations into taking actions that compromise their security. As I said earlier, you can get ransomware in many different ways. The most common attack, however, would be through phishing emails, and that's when you receive an email that appears to be from a legitimate source, but actually it contains malicious attachments or links. Clicking on these links or opening the attachments would basically infect your computer with ransomware. Another way where you can contract a ransomware is through visiting malicious websites, especially those hosting exploit kits. These can result in drive-by downloads of ransomware onto your computer. One way to get these malicious sites would be through malvertising. Malvertisements are malicious ads that you might find on legitimate websites. Clicking on these ads can redirect you to websites that infect your computer. Lastly, you have remote desktop protocol attacks, or in short, RDP attacks. This is where cybercriminals often target poorly secured RDP connections to gain access to your computer or network. Once they gain access, they can then deploy ransomware and begin their attack. Now, there are many other ways of getting ransomware on your devices, but these are the most common ones out there. With that being said, how can you protect yourself from ransomware? For starters, come up with a strategy to back up your important files and data. Make sure that backups are automated, stored offline, or in a secure cloud service, and regularly tested to confirm they can be restored if needed. You should also regularly update your operating system, software applications, and antivirus anti-malware programs. Many ransomware attacks exploit known vulnerabilities that are often patched through updates. Other than that, create strong, complex passwords for your accounts and use a password manager to help you store and manage them securely. Also, avoid using the same password for multiple accounts. Lastly, whenever possible, enable 2FA for your online accounts. This adds an extra layer of security by requiring you to provide a second form of authentication, such as temporary code sent to your mobile device. But by far, the best way to protect yourself from ransomware attacks is by using a reputable antivirus that has the necessary features that would help you both before and during ransomware attacks. A great example of this would be Norton 360. For example, it has a password manager that would keep your passwords in check, a VPN that would encrypt your online traffic, an auto updater that would make sure all your software are up to date, and a secure web feature that would monitor your downloads for malware and close any malicious sites automatically. It also has a dark web monitoring feature that would scan the internet for your personal information and warn you should it find anything, as well as suggest the best course of actions to take this data down. With that being said, none of these safety measures matter if you don't keep cautious at all times. Try not getting fooled by any social engineering tactics, and make sure you only accept files from trusted sources. Read emails carefully and stay clear from ones that seem either too good or too bad to be true. And that's it for today's video on everything ransomware related. If you guys want a few suggestions on antiviruses that are really effective against ransomware, I'll leave a few in-depth reviews on antiviruses I personally recommend along with some special discounts. Also, if you like the content or found it useful, make sure to like the video and subscribe to see more of it. And if you have any questions or suggestions, don't hesitate to leave them in the comments as I love to interact with you guys. And that will be all for today, and I'll see you in the next one.